long time no see. I just went into Barnes & Noble, as you can tell, and I'm sitting in my car. And I wanted to preface this video a little bit because the reason I've been so MIA is because the end of the school year got a little crazy, but also we just got a puppy. And I know in our last video we said we were getting 2 puppies, but what happened is when we went to go pick up the puppies, the second puppy we were going to get had what's called the puppy strangles, and it's basically like an immune system issue, and it was like basically his immune system was attacking himself, and so we didn't get to pick him up. Those first couple of nights with Samuel were very rough, and I was just really struggling, and so we ended up deciding that it just wouldn't be best if we got 2 puppies. So there is the kicker. We only have 1 puppy, and that 1 puppy is enough because we are just really trying to train him well and want him to be a well-behaved dog and well-rounded, you know, good with kids, good with adults, good with other dogs, and it just requires a lot of attention. But I have had time to do some reading, and I just finished, let's see, Beach Read by Emily Henry, and after reading that book, I had, like, there was no option. I had to go get the rest of the books that she's written. So part of this is like a little haul from me stopping in Barnes & Noble, and then I will kind of show you a little bit of Samuel and how he's doing and all of that kind of update kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's talk about all of the Emily Henry books that I bought. I bought all of them. So I got People We Meet on Vacation, Emily Henry. I got Book Lovers, Emily Henry. And then I also got her newest book, Happy Place. Ugh.
Happy Place. Ugh. Ugh.
Happy Place. And I'm very excited. After reading Beach Read, I cried so often. There's no way that these books don't give me the same thing. So I got those. I got those 3 books. Very excited about. Then I also had heard about a couple other books, and so as I was browsing in the store, I noticed a couple of covers, and I was like, I've seen a lot about this one, and this is The Housemaid, and this seems to be more of like a thriller, and so just in case I wanted to get off of the romance train for a little bit with Emily Henry, I could switch over to a thriller or a mystery. I'm not really sure. I think it was classified as a thriller, but I got this one as well because a lot of people are talking about it right now, and it looks like a pretty short read. And then the last book,
I have 2 books in here.
so I also got this book, Love and Other Words. I like to watch Haley Pham on YouTube, and at some point she talked about this book, so here I am buying it. And they had a buy one get one half off a couple of the books. So Love and Other Words, another romance. And lastly, this is another person that I follow on YouTube named Michelle Reed. She said that she read this book and that it was really good. And this is actually historical fiction, which I haven't really dabbled in, but it's about a husband that comes back from the Vietnam War and decides to move out to the last frontier in Alaska in 1974. So something different. It's definitely a thicker book, but I mean, the cover is gorgeous. So I don't know. Sometimes I buy more books than I think I'm actually gonna read, And I probably should just read the books at home, but then I get caught up and I'm like, oh, I've read one Emily Henry book, I need to read them all. So that's me with all 6, nope, 5, 6. I have 6 books. I thought I only got 5. Oh, that's right, because when I went to the checkout, I saw Happy Place and I was like, I'll snag that. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I can give y'all an update on Samuel once I get back to the house. So I'm gonna go grab some lunch and then we'll head back to see Samuel. So I'll see you then. Hey.
Allison?
Yes.
Check your food out in a moment.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ma'am. It's been a moment.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yay. Yay. Come here. Yay. Yay. Come on. Let's go potty. Come on. Come on. Oh, Samuel. I can't. Come on. Come on. Okay, so I am back home and Samuel is currently underneath the couch right now, taking a nap. You may hear him stir around a little bit, but that's one thing to know about Samuel. In the little over a week that we have had him, his favorite place to nap is underneath our couch, which is very cute. Sometimes I'll pull him out from underneath just to get him to cuddle with me. He's definitely not super cuddly, which is fine. Like, it's not a big deal. He'll cuddle for a couple minutes and then he'll scoot on. So you can tell he's not super cuddly, but that's okay. Because for the most part, he really is a great dog. I will get into that in a minute, but I'm sure some of you are wondering a little bit about Samuel. What kind of dog is he? How old is he? How did we get a dog? Just all sorts of questions. So I wanted to kind of talk about Samuel, and he is a F2 Golden Doodle, and both of his parents were Golden Doodles, so he is second generation Golden Doodle. And every time I tell somebody that I have a Golden Doodle and then they see Samuel, they're like,
But he's black.
and I'm like, yes. So the mom of Samuel is a black Golden Doodle that had white on the chest and some other parts. And then the dad was a fully golden Doodle. And so The litter had 10 puppies, which blows my mind. That's just so many puppies. And so they had 5 that were black, 5 that were golden, and then they also had 5 girls and 5 boys. So a pretty even split litter. And Samuel was the only one in the litter that was fully black. To dive a little bit deeper into him, we have had him for a little over a week. When I'm filming this today, it is Wednesday. And so he turned 9 weeks on Saturday, which I feel a little crazy. I feel like I have a child, because to say that a dog or somebody is 9 weeks old is just something you only do with puppies and babies. But he is 9 weeks old, and we have learned a lot within our first week of having a puppy, and we would recommend to anybody to crate train, because the first night Samuel woke up probably every 2 hours in his crate, and we let him out every 2 hours because we weren't 100% sure why he was whining, but we didn't want any accidents to happen in the crate, because that is supposed to be like their safe place and their den, and so they're going to want to keep that clean. And so the best way to keep it clean is to make sure that he goes out. And that was a rough night. That was really rough. And at that point we were still wanting to get 2 puppies, and I remember just crying like I never had before. And I'm not a super emotional person. I do struggle with anxiety. It flares up every now and then, and I felt very anxious. Just was very unsure about my decision. Like, was it the right decision to get a puppy? Like, can we handle this? How are we going to handle 2? We can barely handle Samuel, the one that we do have. And so just a lot of things, a lot of insecurities of mine that I feel like were kind of brought back to the surface. And a lot of my anxiety, which this is not to talk about my anxiety, we're talking about Samuel, but my anxiety does happen from change. That is one of the things that seems to trigger my anxiety. And so getting a puppy is a big change, and that was very hard. I'm also one that doesn't like her sleep interrupted, and I really need that sleep. And so following that first night, I just felt like I'd been hit by a truck. I really did. And I know this sounds so dramatic, and please don't get me wrong. Like, I know that, worse things are in store when I have a baby. And I'm thankful to say that, like, Samuel does sleep through the night now, and he normally gets up when we get up in the morning. Sometimes he'll whine a little bit before that, but you can take him out and put him back in his crate and he's fine. But I just had a very hard time personally. And so this was also the last week of school, and I'm trying to make sure that I get everything done. There's just so much as a teacher that needs to be done at the end of the year. And it was like a perfect little storm in the sense of like having a new puppy at home and, still being freshly married. We've only been married for 6 months. And so with school ending, it was just a lot. It was way more than I thought it was going to be. And I was hoping not to get a puppy until after school had ended, but the litter was born a week early, and so we kind of didn't really have a choice, and it was 8 weeks, and so that's when we went and picked up Samuel. So after that first night, we were dreading going to sleep the next night, because we knew that we would be getting up. And Davis was so helpful. Like, we would switch off. He would get up and then I would get up. And Samuel did a really good job of just like going outside, doing his business, coming right back in and putting him in the crate. He may whine a little bit, but he was really good at just kind of settling back in. And at this point, like, my emotions were still not in check. And so I was talking to Davis and I was like, I just don't think that I can dedicate the time and attention and training and all of that to 2 puppies. And so we had like a sit down conversation about midway through the week and just decided that it wasn't in Hank's best interest and it wasn't in our best interest to add another puppy to the mix. Now, I can see God's hand on this, because had we gotten 2 puppies at once, had Hank not gotten the puppy strangles and needed to stay back with the owners for a little bit, things might have been completely different. And you know, God knows what's going to happen, and so he knew that like I would be struggling with anxiety and struggling emotionally, and so in a sense he knew exactly how I was going to react, and that I personally wouldn't be able to handle what it took to have 2 puppies. And it upset Davis and I so much to have to go back and say like, hey, we can't get that second puppy, because it was just really hard to make a commitment to something and then to decide that it wasn't for us and we couldn't make it work, although we had said that that's what we were going to do. And so I posted on Facebook and I was like, please, somebody, like, take this puppy. Please, please, please. Somebody that I know, take this puppy. And literally the same day, one of Davis's groomsmen and his wife decided to get Hank, which made me feel so much better about the situation, knowing that they live like 20 minutes from us and that we could do play dates, and just getting that sense of we are not abandoning Hank. And his name is no longer Hank, his name is now Oreo, and we are just so happy with 1 puppy. Like, it's been such a challenge for our marriage, but we needed that challenge in order to grow, and we're definitely getting that. So I just kind of wanted to come on here, tell you a little bit about Samuel, I guess also give a little backstory, which I was not expecting, but you know, Holy Spirit led. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed getting to meet Samuel, and like I said, he's currently under the couch sleeping, and I would pull him out, but he's sleeping and I don't want to mess that up. So I will talk to you guys soon. I know it's been a while since I posted, and I'm working on figuring out, you know, what to post, when to post, and there's just a lot to go through. And you know, I hope you guys enjoy my videos, and I hope you like and comment down below what you enjoyed about this video, and I will see you guys back here for another video. Bye.